Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back for another installment of Self-Care Sunday. Y'all already know what the deal is. This is our day we take out to take care of our hair, try some new things, and just catch up for the week. So today I'm gonna be doing some more Honey's Handmade. I have really been enjoying these Friday Frenzy deals that they've been doing. You've been able to get stuff like dirt cheap, and I absolutely love it. It's basically they do like a different kind of sale every week. It's not always the same products every week. Sometimes it's like last week I think they had like these little mini 1 minute deep conditioners that were like new to the site up for sale for Friday Frenzy. So it's always something new. And I got this during the Friday Frenzy. It's the Peppermint Deep Penetrating Hair Mask, and this is from the original Melba's Kitchen collection. Ellie's a little mad at me because I'm filming and not snuggling. But baby, I have things to do. I have like 3 days off this week, so I am like milking it for everything that it is worth. I'm about to do some serious filming, some serious editing. Your girl's trying to get it in because sis got plans. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. This is from the original Melba's Kitchen collection. You guys know I loved the products in edition 2. So I wanted to try some of the original ones. So I think this is one of the things that she kept on the website. And I got this for I want to say either $5 or $6, and I'm pretty sure this is like a $14 or $15 deep conditioner, so that was a great deal. So I just wanted to try this out and just hang out and talk with you guys. There's been a lot going on, and y'all my fam, so I wanted to talk about it. So if you're interested in seeing how this lovely lady from Honey's Handmade works in my hair and chatting it up, then just keep on watching. Okay, y'all, before we get into anything, let me take this towel off. I always get questions about my towels. They're from the Main Choice, y'all. I use them so much that I don't think about mentioning them, but they are from the Main Choice. I've hauled them quite a few times too. I don't use any other microfiber towels. I just pick up a couple more every time they have a sale. So I just wanted to see visibly where my hair is at because I feel like my wash day is going really well so far. Oh yeah, my hair looks really good. So I had a lot going on with my hair. I washed out my Nature's Little Secret avocado and flaxseed curly custard wash and go. I had that in for a little bit longer than I planned, even though it still looked bomb. So I went ahead and I clarified with the Carol's Daughter Wash Day Delight. Y'all know I love this. I do have a video on it. I love this stuff so much. If I need a gentle cleanse, I can get that out of this just by manipulating how much product I use. But if I want to clarify, I can. So I did a full wash, rinse, repeat with this because I also had, y'all know that my L serum that don't really do much. I took a bath last night and I like to put something on my hair when I put it up in a bun. So I just use that just for the sake of, you know, finishing it up. So I had a lot of product in my hair, so I went ahead and used this to clarify. And then I went in with the Honey's Handmade Not Going Bananas Detangling Conditioner. I'm sorry if y'all see hair floating around in the camera. Ellie's been sitting in my chair, and I probably should have gone ahead and hit it with my little thingy, but I won't thinking. I'll do it before I come back on camera. But I used the Not Going Bananas Detangling Conditioner. I've heard a lot of really good things about this, and I wanted to test it out to see how it goes. I pretty much always use some type of detangling conditioner after I clarify, just because I really get in there. I really get in there when I clarify. So this is dope, y'all. I feel like this doesn't get the hype that it deserves, but this is amazing. It has, at first when you open it, it doesn't look like it would be, but it has a runnier consistency. It's creamy, but it has a lightness to it. And y'all, when I tell you this went through my curls like butter, I had kind of, really for me, tangling when it comes to my shampoos really just depends on how I actually work the product through my hair. And so there were some places where I got a little crazy and they had tangled back up, and this just released everything. Beautiful detangler. This also added a little bit of moisture to my hair as well. So I mean, look at y'all. My hair looks really good considering I just clarified. So I'm definitely a fan of this. I low-key want to use this as a leave-in. I don't know if you can though. It says you can use it as a styler, so I might try this as a leave-in and see how it goes at some point. But that, yeah, that's really good. Definitely, I would say if you're looking for something that's, you know, more on like the natural botanical side, that's going to give you really, really good slip and help you with the detangling process, if that's something that you struggle with, I highly suggest that. Not going bananas. That stuff is really good. I just realized I did not put warm water in my spray bottle. Hold, please. All right, gotta have that water. So let's talk about this mask real quick. This doesn't really have any claims on it. It just says how to use wet hair thoroughly, apply mask on to sectioned hair. For best results, apply heat, thermal cap or steamer. Let set for 15 to 20 minutes. Rinse with lukewarm water to lock moisture and style as desired. And it says in big letters, this is not a leave-in. The stuffings, of course, ingredients, she calls them stuffings for the Melba Kitchen collection. Distilled water, babassu, mora, coconut butter, peppermint, honey quat, tea tree, and it says tea tree and peppermint. So I don't know. It's probably like a oil blend or something for fragrance or whatever. And I was super intrigued by the texture. I mean, look at that. So let's go ahead and get into it. How is everybody doing today? Even though you are seeing this next week, this isn't going up the day I'm filming it. My Briogeo Self-Care Sunday is going up today, after I finish filming. But a lot has gone on this week. It's been really, really crazy. And I kind of got a little distant from the channel, not because of you guys, but because there were just some things that I needed to handle in other areas. This is very chunky, like very chunky. I don't know if I took too much or not. It low-key kind of feels like cottage cheese. But every now and then, you know, things happen on social media and you can't just be quiet anymore. So I ended up on one of my friend's posts about like wage disparities in Hollywood and talking about whitewashing and everything. All things that we know to be true. Things that we've been talking about for a very long time that we really shouldn't have to repeat. By the way, this is really good slip. And a certain woman who used to be my resident assistant at my school, who I know to be openly racist, hopped on this post and it went down in the comment section, y'all. And I'll just put it like this. I'm not gonna go over everything that was said, but not only did she admit to saying racist things to residents, but she also like basically said she still feels the same way. So me being the petty crocker that I am, y'all, I know where she worked. I know where she goes to school. Actually, I know both of her employers. So Sis been writing emails and letters, and I'm also about to dig into Meredith College's ass because shit like this shouldn't be allowed to happen. So, you know, I've been over here being petty Betty for a cause because, you know, I feel like people like to throw out the, you know, what did you think was going to happen if you went to a PWI? I didn't necessarily choose to be at Meredith. I'll just say that. Meredith was not my first choice. It wasn't my second choice. It wasn't my third choice. A lot of the colleges that I applied to, my guidance counselor didn't send in her portion of my application. So places where I was to be formally accepted, I couldn't be formally accepted because, I mean, if you don't actually apply, they can't accept you, right? Meredith was one of the few places where I got the acceptance. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my school for everything that it is. It is a women's college. And I love the institution. I got an amazing education. I was afforded opportunities that I don't think I would have been afforded if I went somewhere else. The nice thing about being at Meredith, regardless, is that the ring and the school itself opens a lot of doors. Like, it just kind of is what it is, right? So I would say specifically in the Raleigh community, while I was living out there, I was afforded a lot of opportunities that I don't think I would have been afforded otherwise. But of course, it's an old ass school and it has a whole lot of old ass problems. And so we have really just been digging in the school's ass because a lot of us, like, I feel like, you know, those of us who have graduated from the school who are women of color, we owe it to those young women of color who are coming in, who want to be a part of the school. We owe it to them to use our voices to start fixing this shit, because those women of color coming in should not have to continue to deal with the same bullshit that those of us who have been here, have been there, have dealt with, you know? And so those are things that I have been working on. I don't know. I haven't really talked a lot about the issues that I have with my school. I mean, I guess not publicly, like I have in those settings, but just as of late, I haven't really said much because I've still been kind of putting together all of my thoughts and feelings, you know, because I think sometimes when things happen, a lot of the things that you experience kind of come rushing back, you know what I mean? And I've just kind of been compiling all of these things that I kind of forgot happened, just putting them down on paper. Sometimes it's just like a first step. And even things that I didn't notice, like, at the time, I look back on it and I'm like, but I also know too, like, there were a lot of things that I didn't really go off about while I was there, simply because I really have to be careful with my disease. And especially at that time where it was going relatively untreated and unchecked. Like, I was on medication, but it wasn't doing anything, right? So for me, being in a position to be just extremely upset in general is kind of dangerous sometimes, because oftentimes a lot of my flare-ups coordinate with, you know, heavy periods of anger or heavy periods of sadness, heavy periods of stress. And so I oftentimes don't get to react the way a lot of other people would react, you know? And not only that, but I was also, like, on heavy medication all the time. Like, I had to be on heavy pain meds to be able to get through the day. There's only so much that you can prioritize in that situation, you know? So while there were a lot of things that I worked on while I was there, and there were a lot of things that I did there, I think if I were in a better position physically, I probably would have had the room and the ability to do a lot more. But that's okay. Because now I'm a lot better, and even though I still don't attend the school, like, it is still my right to say something. So I am, because I still love my school, you know? But I'm also going to kick y'all in the ass when you do wrong. And if you don't like it, then you just don't like it. Like, I really don't care. But Girl really thought that she was, like, I don't think she thought that, like, it was going to go any further after she, like, tried to block all of us. You know what I mean? I'm just like, baby, technology has come a long way. Are you really so dumb that you thought that we didn't screenshot this? You really thought that we didn't screenshot this? So, I mean, honestly, just her way of thinking in general, if anything, it proves that her parents need to get her money back, because the bitch ain't learned nothing the whole time she was there. Like, I think that's the thing that kills me, is that people that are often vehemently racist are also, like, wrong. Like, the things that they know to be true are absolute lies. Like, not even remotely accurate in any way. So I've been dealing with a lot of that, and it's been really interesting just like reposting what was said and how many people have come on the post and they're just like, oh yeah, I remember her. That bitch was really racist. And I'm just like, okay, so everybody knew she was racist. Like, at this point, like, it's common knowledge, you know? But it's like, the school has to understand that when you get these complaints and you do nothing about them, like, you're essentially paying someone to terrorize your students. Because, I mean, resident assistants get paid, you know? Like, it's not just a position. Like, they get paid to do that job. So you're paying this woman to terrorize other students. And that's what they don't see. They're so, like, if you went to the school, like, I know some of my friends from Meredith watch me. If you went there, then you know that Meredith deals in a lot of respectability politics. They don't want anything that's not really, like, cute and tightly packaged and seemingly perfect being put out into the public. They're very particular about how you talk about the school's image. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think what they fail to realize, as progressive as I know a lot of them want to be, being progressive and turning things like this around, there's nothing cute or politically correct about it, you know? Like, it's going to get ugly. It's going to make people uncomfortable. But it also does a disservice to the many young white women at that school that I know are trying to make differences and trying to do better than the people that came before them. Because it's like, you know, you go into this school very closed-minded, and then you start to learn better because you have professors. Well, there are some problematic professors. I think there are problematic professors at every damn school you go to, right? But, you know, you meet these people and you start to learn things, and you learn the real history, and you learn all the things that actually happened and the things that nobody actually told you about in school, right? And you start to change your thinking, and then you start to get, you realize, like, hey, I need to do something about this. Like, I need to use my white voice. And then when you go to use your voice, they're like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, what are you, like, so you're basically telling these young women that all this work that they have done to dismantle the things that they have been taught, to unlearn the unhealthy behaviors that they have been taught, means nothing. And that's not good either. Like, like, how do you expect these young women to continue to want to care about this if when they finally step out into the real world, you know, like, the work that they're doing doesn't matter? And if there's any place that you should be able to make change, it's on your campus. Like, I feel like that's where all of that really does start, you know? It's not like real world, but it's about as close as you get when, you know, you are working on a higher education, you know? And there's a whole lot of growth that can be made if that is afforded to those people, you know? So it's not even just about protecting students of color, but also making sure that we're creating a space for everybody in this system to grow. Because at this point, like, there's no reason why, you know, the school is super feminist. In a lot of ways, the school has progressed, but in a lot of ways, it just hasn't. And a lot of it comes into play with all of this respectability politics bullshit, because it ain't getting nobody nowhere. Like, you want to talk about, oh, well, we need to have civil discourse, but clearly civil discourse didn't teach this person right from wrong, right? Because she over here on a public forum still being racist as shit. So clearly your ideas of civil discourse don't teach people much. And I personally feel like the only place where civil discourse really matters in that setting is in the classroom, because it's not our job as people of color to educate people in our own homes. Like, at the end of the day, that dorm is your home. That apartment is your home. And so it is not our job to have to go home and still teach people. That's what the damn classroom is for. So this is what me and several of my friends have been working on. I always have a hand in the pot somewhere. And I definitely, sometimes I do be stirring it, but I stir the pot when it needs to be stirred. You know what I mean? But it's so funny because the same person, literally, like, I would say 2.5 weeks ago, hit me up asking me to be a reference for her dental school applications. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm the last person you want to ask, because if I tell them what I really think about you, oh baby, ain't nobody going to dental school. But yeah, it's just very interesting. Like, honestly, I would say for the most part, like, I've pretty much weeded out the problematic people on my Facebook, but I genuinely forgot that, like, she even followed me. Like, I genuinely forgot about this chick, because I mean, who wouldn't want to, you know? Just back to this mask real quick. It has my hair feeling very good. Even though it is chunky, it does melt down into the fingers. And I mean, that shine though. That shine is everything. I have definitely been developing a very wonderful appreciation for Honey's Handmade Deep Conditioners. But yeah, so that's what's been going on with me. So if I've been kind of like not really like talking to y'all in the comments and, you know, like the community tab, that's why. Like, because I've kind of been working on this and talking to administration, and that's a lot of work. And then work has been crazy too. I had to work July 4th weekend, so, and y'all already know these proud patriots in there. I'm not gonna wear a mask. I'm just like, you know what? Just F you. Just please go on and get out my face. Like, people really be showing out, and I'm just like, y'all don't realize how dumb you look, do you? You really don't. So yeah, that's been interesting. It's just been crazy. Like, it really has been crazy, and sis has been tired. I'm really thankful that I was kind to myself and I went ahead and did a lot of pre-filming, because there is no way that I would have felt like doing a lot of filming and stuff like in the middle of the week and everything, because I mean, just everything that I have in me has been drained. So yeah, it's like people are just acting their worst at a time where we need to be treating each other better than we ever have. Like, if the way we treat people has ever mattered, like this is the time. And people are just like, yeah, but I don't care about anybody else but myself. So this is literally how it's been. Thankfully, I would say the majority of people that have come into the store have at least attempted, you know, to be respectful, and they are wearing their masks. Like, if you don't live in North Carolina, then you may not know that it is like a mandate now, but our job doesn't want us to say anything to people either, because they don't want like fights breaking out in the store and everything. I mean, it's understandable. Me personally, I'm not gonna confront somebody because, like, I just don't have time. Like, I don't have time to fight with somebody's grandma. No. Because some of them old ladies already be coming up in the store pitching fits for no reason. So, yeah, I'm not trying to be out here fighting little old white ladies. Like, I just don't have the time. They're really mad about those masks though, and I'm just like, I don't know. I guess for me, like, even if it came out, like, these crazy conspiracy theorists that think all this is fake, even if it came out that it was fake, what did wearing the mask hurt? Like, it doesn't hurt you. Like, unless you have extreme claustrophobia, which I feel like with the way these places have been packed, if you really had extreme claustrophobia, I feel like you probably wouldn't be there anyway. You know what I mean? Like, but, like, it's not hurting you. Like, it's a minor inconvenience, especially compared to those of us who have to be in there for like 5 to 8 hours a day, which I will say, wearing the mask doesn't bother me, but like, it is wreaking havoc on my skin. And I know it's the mask because it's only around my mouth. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but like here, and I've had some in here, right up under my nose, and like here. It's been, y'all. So it's kind of like I've really been playing around with my routine because I'm just trying to get my skin just like unclogged. So I haven't really been wearing a lot of makeup because I don't want to further congest my skin, you know? But yeah, like I have an acne wash that I use when I have like really bad hormonal breakouts. And it also doesn't help that I'm on my period. And like, so I have that going on, and then I have like the acne from wearing the mask all day. But I've always had an acne wash. I just don't have to use it often because even when I do have hormonal breakouts, like typically they don't stay around long. Like my usual like Urban Skin RX routine pretty much takes care of it. If I feel like I need like an extra hit of that like benzoyl peroxide, I just use acne free because it's cheap. It's like $5. It works. It doesn't make my skin super sensitive. So I've been using that. Like I've been using my cleansing bar morning and night, but after I use the cleansing bar, I've been using my acne free just here. But I also feel like when I go on my breaks and stuff at work, I feel like I'm probably going to have to like take some cleansing towels or something and actually like wash my face at work because even with what I'm doing, it's not really helping. Like I'll get things kind of decongested and then it's like right back, like pretty much in the same places once I get off work again, you know what I mean? So that's been a little annoying. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like small price to pay, right? So yeah, that's like pretty much been my life right now. Like work has pretty much consumed everything. I just been trying to edit and, you know, film in my free time if I get free time. But I really have just been trying to hang out with my mom too because I kind of miss being able to hang out with my mom all day. Like, I love my mama. We watched Hamilton the other night, which was my first time. I was not one of those people that was, like, listening to the soundtrack or anything. I was just never that kid. So it was my first time having any experience with it, and it was wonderful. And I can only imagine how good it is in person. Like, it was so funny because when it went off, like, my mom looked at me and she was like, Bree, you might think I'm a little weird, but is it weird that I want to watch it again? I was like, no, because I was going to say I feel like we need to watch it again to catch all the stuff we might have missed. So yeah, it was really great. All the actors are phenomenal. I was already familiar with a lot of them because now they're doing other things. Like Anthony Ramos has been on She's Gotta Have It. I cannot remember his name right now. David, he's on Mixed-ish and he's been on Blackish. And a few other people too have been on like well-known shows at this point. So I'm familiar with a lot of the actors, and obviously everybody knows who Lin-Manuel Miranda is at this point. Like if you didn't know him for that, then you know, I hope you know that he did all the scores for Moana because that was just a masterpiece. Like the man is kind of a genius. Like, I'm just saying. Like, if, honestly, like, if he ever did another play that where there was like an actual orchestra for the pit, like I would totally want to be in that pit. Like being in the pit for musicals and stuff is intense, but it's so much fun. Like it's an experience. I used to do shows like all the time back when I was at school, really in high school and in college. I was doing pit orchestras for shows, but it's fun. It's challenging though, because it's like you're following your conductor, but then you're also like trying to follow what's happening on the stage with like a little monitor, you know? And of course you have to know like those cues in the show too. So it's like you don't just know your music, like you know their lines, every single line. And I promise you, like if you've ever done a show, every time you go to bed, all you hear is the music from the show. All you see is the show. You dream about the show. We did Little Women my sophomore year of college, y'all. That show ended up being phenomenal, and we actually were asked to perform it like full orchestra and everything, but the school didn't take everybody. Yeah, I know, sad, right? But I would say I dreamed about the music in that show for at least 5 months after the show was done. It was a lot. It was a lot. But being able to do pit and stuff like that, like it's so much fun. And you get to meet a lot of people that you wouldn't necessarily meet, because it's like, you know, all those different parts of the arts like coming together, you know? So I miss those days. I really do. But yeah, so Hamilton was really good. I mean, I didn't expect it to not be good. Y'all, my hair just like straight up, like y'all, do you see? People be like, oh, your hair is easy to deal with. And my hair will whole life tie itself in a fisherman's knot. Like this isn't even a single strand. Like this is a whole knot. If you have really tight like corkscrew curls like I do, I'm sure you know what I mean, right? Like it will literally physically tie itself into like an actual fisherman's knot. It's insane. And I don't know how it happened, but I felt it when it happened. But this mask has good slip, so I mean, I should be able to get it out no problem. Stuff like this, you just have to take your time. But yeah, aside from that, I am really excited because even though there's a lot of shitty people in this world, I have been just doing a lot of really great things, you know? I'm really excited because my computer is coming in tomorrow. I'm telling you guys this now because I don't know if anybody who really knows me watches me, and I don't want, you know, like, I try to be careful. Like when I'm doing stuff like that or I'm going out of town, I don't tell y'all before, I tell y'all after. But yeah, I have a new computer coming in tomorrow and I'm so excited. Like it is just going to make my life so much easier. I am so tired of editing on my phone. A lot of people don't know that I edit on my phone, but I do. And the only reason I still do is because the computer that I have now, it's just junk when it comes to editing software. And so I purchased all this editing software because there were certain things that I wanted to do and I couldn't use it. Every time I would open the program, the computer would just crash. So it was very clear to me, like I've been wanting to, you know, actually start putting money into my equipment. Like obviously I've been buying lighting like here and there and stuff, but I mean like cameras, computers, all that stuff. But I kind of had to decide, I was like, okay, where am I going to start though? Because both are definitely investments. And I kind of had the realization, I was like, I can't get a new camera until I actually have a computer that I can pull the information from the camera off of and actually edit, you know, because like I can't film the video on my camera and edit it on my phone, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, the computer has to come first. I've been saving up for that computer for some time, and I had been between what I was going to get. So I did end up getting a Mac. I'm not the biggest fan of Apple computers, but I think it's going to do exactly what I need to do, and it's going to make this process easier, especially since I'm still dealing with my phone. It'll make it easier for me to get the videos from my phone to the actual computer. So I ended up going with that. So it's a newer Mac. I talked to a lot of different people, a lot of my friends who are creatives, about what I should get, and I ended up deciding on that. So I'm really excited. It comes in tomorrow. So I'm really happy that I have like these 3 days off, because I'm going to like not only be able to film and edit, but I'm going to be able to start playing around with that computer and just seeing all the things that I can do with it. I'm not really a huge fan of the way that Mac computers function, so I'm gonna have to get used to that too, but it's cool because I feel like it's going to be worth it in the end. So happy that I was finally able to do that. I think it's gonna take a lot of stress off of my shoulders, and I think it's going to make the process of editing a lot easier, because like right now I have a ton of content that's filmed, but I'm just not in the mood to edit it, because editing on this phone, like, it works, it does its job, but I feel like it takes a lot more time than it needs to. So I am really excited to finally have something that I can, you know, do all that work on, and then also not having to bend over, you know, to like being hunched over all the time. I can actually just put the computer on my desk, which is one of the #1 things I got it for, and sit in my room, make some coffee or make some tea and edit. So I'm super excited about that. And then now that I have that under my belt, I'm just gonna be researching cameras for probably the next like 3 or 4 months and just saving up. I have an idea of what I think I want. I just need to make sure this is what I want. I don't make big purchases without thinking on it for a very, very, very long time. I'm just that kind of person. So that's definitely something I'm going to be really thinking about and looking into, doing my research. Y'all, I'm coming up. Like I'm doing, sis is working her booty off. One of you guys was like, the amount of content you put out, I'm like, I know, I'm trying to like keep it up, and because like this is my happy place, and at the end of the day, like I feel weird during those weeks where I'm not posting a lot, you know what I mean? Like I almost feel kind of like disconnected. It's weird, but this is what I really enjoy doing. So I feel like when you really, really enjoy doing something, like you do it to the fullest. At least that's how I am. Like when I really enjoy something, or when I'm really passionate about something, I do it like 1,015%. So this is how much I use of the mask. So I use about 1/3 of it. I'll have 2 more uses left. That's pretty standard for me for an 8-ounce container. So I like it. The peppermint is light, so my scalp isn't really feeling like tingly or anything. It might feel like a little bit more tingly underneath the heat though. So it says to sit underneath for 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm gonna go sit underneath my hooded dryer, and I'll come back and we'll talk about how the baby performs. Okay, y'all, so the deep conditioner is all rinsed out, and all I can say, well, almost all rinsed out. Y'all already know me. But all I can say is, damn. Do y'all see this clumpage? Do you see? Miss Valencia, do you see how clumped my curls are? All I did was rinse the conditioner out. My hair feels so good. Oh, wow. Yeah, if y'all can get this, get this. I think it's permanent to the site. As far as I know, she has no intentions of taking it away, at least as far as I know. I could be wrong though. I'll double check before I post this video. But like, y'all. I already knew that this was definitely promising because as I was talking and applying the product, like I could see how my curls were just like, they were looking really juicy. But wow, I see why people were fighting for this to come back. I definitely understand because I mean, it feels so good. And what I love about it is that it leaves a little weight to your hair. You know how some hair masks make your hair feel a little lightweight. Some bring a little heaviness to your hair. This one brings a little bit of heaviness to the hair, which I really like. But it's so silky. Like, it's not oily. It's not greasy. It's not overly weighed down. It's so silky and soft. It's moisturized, but not, you know, moisturized and soft to the point where I feel like my hair is going to fly off of my head. It actually, in a weird way, almost makes my hair feel more dense than it is, you know? I feel like there are some products that just, the way that the ingredients just coat your strands, it makes your hair feel more dense than it actually is. And that's how I feel with this. It feels so good. Now, this did not leave like a tingly feeling on my scalp or anything, even underneath the deep conditioning cap. It didn't really do that. So if that's something that you're looking for, I don't think you'll really get it from this. The peppermint fragrance on this is light. And you don't really notice any tingling or anything like that on your scalp or anything. That's fine. I have enough deep conditioners that do that for me. If I want that, I'll just, you know, like reach for those. But this feels really good. Something told me to use this today. I'm happy that I listened to myself. My hair feels amazing. I did protein for my last deep conditioning session, so I wanted something that was going to be a little bit more moisturized, and I got it. I highly suggest, if you can get your hands on this, I highly suggest trying it, especially if she makes it a part of the Friday Frenzy again. So yeah, that's dope. That is this installment of Self-Care Sunday. I absolutely love this deep conditioner. It's really good. I'm definitely going to be getting a lot of use out of this. Of course, Wash Day Delight. She's dope. I love this. And I highly suggest you also give the Not Going Bananas Detangling Conditioner a try. This is really, really good. I can see this being used for a multitude of things. A pre-poo, a rinse out conditioner, a leave-in, all sorts of stuff. So I highly suggest these products. This was a really, really good wash day, especially after how crazy my week has been. I've been sweating a lot, so this really got everything back to life. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get ready to film a Battle of the Creams video that I should have filmed maybe like 2 months ago. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.